Good morning, children. Welcome to the online class. Today we'll learn verb and infinities, grammar class, that is English, grammar 5th chapter. Verbs and infinitives. Words that express an action or tell us what a person is, was, does, did, or has, had, are called verbs. Examples: Ruskin Bond is a famous author. He is verb here. He has a house in Missouri, that is has, verb here. He has written many stories for children, has written, verb here. In the above sentences, is, has written, and has are verbs. These words tell us that the subject, Ruskin Bond, is a famous author and indicate action, has written, and what he possesses as a house. Now, transitive and intransitive verbs. Verbs may be transitive or intransitive. An intransitive verb requires an object to complete its meaning and indicates an action which passes over from the doer to an object. I found the necklace. What did I find? Necklace. So found, that is intransitive verb. The necklace is a object. The action of the subject, I, passes on to the object, the necklace. Some transitive verbs take two objects. They are called ditransitive verbs. One object is a direct and the other is indirect. The direct object relates to the verb and is directly affected by it. An indirect object indicates the person who benefits from the action or receives something as a result of the action. He gave the bag to the porter. Gave is verb. What did he give? Bag. To whom? Porter. So what? That is direct object. Porter, indirect object. Gave, transitive verb, because it is having object. She gifted the book to me. Gifted verb. What did she gift? Book. To whom? Me. So gifted, transitive verb, because it is having an object, direct object, and me, indirect object. And transitive verb does not require any object to complete its meaning. The dog jumped. So here verb jumped. That is intransitive verb because it is not having any object. The dog is subject. Here sometimes an interactive verb which does not require an object requires a word or group of words to make a complete sense. This word or group of words is called a complement. It refers to the subject of the sentence. Lata Mangeshkar sings melodiously. Subject Lata Mangeshkar. How does she sing? That is verb sings. Melodiously, that is complement. So it is telling about her singing. Subhash Chandra Bose was a freedom fighter. Subject Subhash Chandra Bose was verb freedom fighter complement because freedom fighter telling about a Subhash Chandra Bose. In these sentences, sings and was are verbs. The words melodiously and a freedom fighter are not objects but complements which refer to the subjects in each sentence. Now, example, she bought an ice cream that was delicious. So, bought, that is verb. An ice cream, what did she buy? Ice cream, that is direct object. How was it? It was delicious. So, complement. Here, object complement has been used with a transitive verb, that is bought, and it refers to the object ice cream. If you ask what after the verb, you can find out the direct object, that is here ice cream, direct object. If you ask the question who received it, that is if you can find the name of the indirect object. Next one, A. Now we'll do the exercise A. In this exercise, read the following sentence and state whether the verbs are transitive or intransitive. After you underline the verbs. So that is here. I borrowed the book from Tina. So borrowed is a verb. What did I borrow? Book from Tina. So that object is there. So transitive verb. She solved the puzzle. That was tricky. Verb is solved. What did she solve? Puzzle. So transitive verb. She was sketching a portrait. Was sketching verb. Was she sketching a portrait? So object is there. So that is transitive. We were in the hostel together, but only where only, but no object. So that's a intransitive verb. They are organizing an excursion trip or organizing verb. What they are organizing? An excursion trip. So that is transitive. The worm bit the leaf on the tree. Bit verb. What did it bite? The leaf. So that is a transitive. Jerry ate the cheese slices. Ate verb. What did Jerry eat? Slices, object. So that is transitive. Robinson Crusoe rowed the boat. What did he row? Boat, object. So that is transitive. He discovered the abandoned ship later. Discovered verb. What did he discover? Abandoned ship. So that is a object. And it is transitive. He locked the cupboard. What did he lock? Object, the cupboard. So that is transitive. Now coming to next B exercise. Pick out the objects from the following sentences. After you identify the transitive and intransitive verbs. Some sentences have two objects. State whether the objects are direct or indirect. The first one has been done for you here. He returned the book to her. Verb return. That is transitive. Direct object, the book, and indirect object, her. The teacher delivered a lecture to the students. So verb delivered, that is transitive. Direct object, that is what did she deliver? Lecture, a lecture. That is a object. And next one, indirect object. Students. Indirect object is students. So here, direct object is a lecture, indirect object students. So this is a what type of verb? It is transitive, isn't it? Transitive verb. The next one is third. The sun shone brightly. Verb. That is shone. And direct object, no object. Indirect, no nothing. So only shone. That is intransitive verb. And no direct object. So no indirect object. So that's why it is a intransitive verb. Fourth one, I will give the goal set to Tina. So verb is will give. So that is transitive. So that is a transitive. Direct object. What's that? I will give what? Golf. So that is golf set. So that is object. Indirect is to whom? Tina. So this is transitive verb. Elton John dedicated a song to Lady Diana. Verb. Dedicated. That is transitive verb. Then what he dedicated? A song. That is song, direct object. To whom? Lady Diana. So that is indirect object. So this is also transitive. And I saw the girl. Verb saw. That's all. The next, no object. I saw the girl. So girl is a direct object. So whom did I see? The girl. So that is a direct object. And that is no indirect object. So it is also transitive verb. Now, seventh one, The magician threw the hat at the audience. So verb threw. What did he throw? Hat. So that is direct object. To whom? At the audience. So this is here indirect object. So that's why it is also transitive verb. Then next one is eighth one. The frog jumped on the prey instantly. Verb, that is jumped. Jumped is a verb. Then on whom? That is on the prey. So that is object, direct object. And here no indirect object. But even then it is a so jumped. Here jumped only, then here prey. So here it is a as transitive verb. The verb jumped on the prey instantly. So here jumped on the prey. So that is it is not answering direct object. So that's why it is intransitive verb. So the eighth one is intransitive verb because no object. The next one is read the following sentence and circle the intransitive verbs only. Underline the subject complement. Here security guard was snoring badly. So what he should tell? Circle the intransitive verb and underline the subject complement. Subject complement. See, the security is the subject. Security guard. Security guard is the subject. Then what he was doing? Verb was snoring. Then how? That is loudly. So that is loudly. Then security was snoring is a what is that? Intransitive verb. Now the flight arrived late. The flight subject. So how it came? That's late. So arrived. So that is intransitive verb. He visited the place where the freedom fighter lived. He, that is subject. What did he do? Then he visited the place where the freedom fighter lived. So lived is that is intransitive verb, and he, that is a subject complement. That is he, who, he. Then my father is a scientist. So is, that is verb, that is intransitive verb, and a scientist, that is subject complement. The next one is Ruskin Bond is an author with a great imagination. So he is intransitive verb. Then author, author is a complement, and that is Ruskin Bond and author both are. So that is subject complement. The next, she is jogging around the park. Here, what is the intransitive verb? Is jogging. Then next one is she. She is the subject complement. Then the train arrived just on time. So what is the subject here? The train. What is the intransitive verb? Arrived. So just on time. That's also complement. And William Shakespeare was a renowned playwright. So William Shakespeare subject was, that is a intransitive verb. Then a renowned playwright complementing. The washerman washes clothes regularly. The washerman subject and was intransitive verb, and regularly. So that is clothes regularly. So that is subject complement. The chef prepared a new dish and served it to the guests. So chef, that is subject, and what did verb? Prepared, that is intransitive, and a new dish served. New dish is a complement. The next one, linking verbs. Coming to the linking verbs. Linking verbs are verbs which do not point to an action but join the subject and the subject complement in a sentence. So here, Zoha looks pretty. So Zoha is the subject and pretty is the complement. Zoha and pretty in between looks, this word joining these two words. So this is a linking verb. That's why it is called a linking verb. That is, it's no action, but it joins a subject and a complement. These are all called the linking verbs. The cookies taste delicious. Here the cookie is subject, delicious is complement, which is the word joining taste. So this is linking verb. The next one is verbs such as forms of be, look, appear, grow, seem, sound, taste, and so on are used as linking verbs here. Okay, then next underline the linking verbs here. The sky appeared cloudy. The sky cloudy. Then what is that? Appeared. Plants grow well in bright sunshine. Plants, that is under in bright sunshine. So these two joined by which word? That is grow. So that is linking verb. So next one is muffins taste delicious. Muffins delicious. What is the word joining? Taste. So linking verb. His words sounded incoherent. His words incoherent. So what is that word? Sounded. So that is linking verb. Pumpkin plants grow fast. So pumpkin plants fast. What is that word joining? Linking verb is grow. Now finite and non-finite verbs. Words can broadly be divided into finite and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs are verbs that change according to the tense, that is time of action, the number of people doing the action, singular or plural, or the person, that is first person, second person, or a third person, that is third person, that is pronouns doing the action. This is explained with the help of a given example. You will note how the form of a finite verb changes. That is, finite form verb changes. So Rita painted a picture. And Rita paints a picture, and Rita will paint a picture, and Rita is painting a picture. So here, in the sentences given on previous page, the verb painted changes according to the time of action. Now see here, now read these examples. Rita paints a picture, and Rita and Meena paint a picture. Here, the first example, Rita painted a picture, this is simple past. And Rita paints a picture, this is simple present. And Rita will paint, this is simple future. And Rita is painting, that is it, because ing has come immediately, you should remember continuous. And what is present tense, so present continuous. That you have to find out like that. And in the sentence, that is Rita paints a picture, and Rita and Meena paint a picture. But here, Rita, that is singular, yes has come, paints. But here it is plural, Rita and Meena, so no yes, only paint. In the above sentences, the verb paints changes according to the number of people doing the action. In the sentence A single person does the action, so the verb, that is paints. In the sentence B, more than one person do the action, so the verb used is paint. Now read the sentences given below. I paint a picture, that is pronoun I is in the first person I. You paint a picture, the pronoun you is the second person. She paints a picture, pronoun she is in the third person. Say I paint, you also paint only, but only for a third person yes is added if it is singular, because it's singular. In the above sentences, the verb paint changes according to the pronoun and as the subject. With the first person pronoun I and the second person pronoun you, the verb is paint only. With the third person pronoun the she, the verb changes to paints. So in all the above examples, paint is the finite verb. Paint is the finite verb. Now read the sentences and given below. I walk to the entrance gate. I walked to the entrance gate. I am walking to the entrance gate. They are walking to the entrance gate. She is walking to the entrance gate. And she was walking to the entrance gate. Here walk, simple person. I am walking. That's ing is there, continuous, and present tense, present continuous. And she is walking. Ing, this is, and he is. This is also present continuous. I walked. This is past tense. Are walking, because ing plus or present continuous, was walking, ing plus was, that is past continuous. We can clearly see, so that's why how it is, all these walk changes according to the tense. So here they are bold, they are all called finite verbs. Finite verb means we can make out the time of action. You can tell the tense. A non-finite verb does not have tense. It does not change its form, whatever be the time of action, number of people doing the action, that is singular or plural, or the person doing the action, first person or second person or third person. Now you see the reading. sentences, following the sentences. She likes baking cakes. I like baking cakes. You like baking cakes. They like baking cakes. She liked baking cakes. He likes baking cakes. In the above sentences, the verb baking, all sentences are having baking, has not changed with the time of action. In the sentence A, simple present tense, that is used, whereas in sentence that is C, simple present tense, used. Simple past tense is used. Now note that the verb baking does not change. So the remaining baking is remaining the same. And in the above sentences, the verb baking has not changed with the time of action. In sentences, the simple present here, that is change. Tense is change, use simple present tense. That is, yeah, she likes baking, and that is simple present tense. The next one is then liked. So this is past tense. But the baking is remaining the same, only liked changes, isn't it? And then similarly, whether one person, she or they, plural, is the subject, the verb baking remains. So here, they also baking only, you also baking only, I also baking only. So here, with the pronouns the I, she, they, you, that is baking does not change. So the verb baking is a non-finite verb. It is important to know that the verb like is a finite verb because it changes according to tense, person, and the number of subjects in the above some example. Now, non-finite verbs are of three kinds: gerunds, participles, and infinitives. So here non-finite verbs are three types: gerunds, participles, and infinite. Yeah, infinitives. Now we'll say infinitive. An infinitive is a non-finite verb that expresses an action. That is expressing an action. It is generally preceded by the preposition to. Sometimes it is used without to, and is called a bare infinitive. So infinitive will have, that is preposition to before the verb. There are some infinitives, they are called without to, they are called bare infinitives. Now read the sentences given here. It is easy to learn Hindi. So learn is verb, to is preceded. So this is an ideal place to party. So party, that is the verb, then to is added. He wants to buy a new house. So buy is verb, to is added. And here in the above sentences, to learn, to party, to buy are infinitives. They are verbs which are in non-finite form because they do not change with the change in tense and are the number, singular or plural, or person, that is first person, second person, or third person. So pronouns of the subject in a sentence. Now I want to learn English. She wants to learn English. They want to learn English, and they wanted to learn English. So in all these four sentences, that is to learn remains the same, unchanged, though the tense, the time of action, that is, or the person, number of the subject changes. The verb want to say, I want to, they want to, she wants, here S has come, here they wanted, that is past tense, ED has come. So that it changes. Now, read the following sentences and underline the infinitives. I used to sing a song. So what is that? I told you infinitive means before a verb to will come. So to sing. Okay. Then the next one is they loved to play outside in the garden. So play is verb, to has come. So to play is the infinite. And I am helping my mother to clean the kitchen. So clean is a verb. So to is added to clean. So this is infinitive. And she used to study in a nearby school earlier. So study is a verb too. So this is an infinitive. And the next one is, and I did not want the abandoned puppy to starve. So that is starve is verb, to is added. So this is infinitive. And he was told to report on a duty on Monday. So this report is a verb to, that is to report is an infinitive. We generally use the verb plus to infinitive with these verbs. That is verb plus to. That is agree, forget, hope, and promise, decide, fail, learn, plan, refuse, offer, all this. That is, I forgot to make a call. And he learns to play the Casio. She hopes to win a prize. And I agree to guide you. So these are the things they have to use verbs then having to. The next one is fill in the blanks with the appropriate infinitive forms. Use the words given in the box. listen, buy, rule, and entertain. Akbar was very small when he began dash the kingdom. What is that? To rule. The magician here to rule. The magician tried to dash the audience. What is that? To entertain. To entertain the audience. Father promised dash a new computer on my birthday. Father promised to what? To buy a new computer on my birthday. The teacher refused to dash to any of the excuses he made to listen. So the teacher refused to listen to any of the excuses he made. Now next one is we use to infinitives after verbs like a seem, appear, and a claim also. The sea appears to be calm. See, after this, two infinitives after the verb seem, appear, and claim. This is appear. The stranger claims to have met you earlier. She seems to have improved her skill as a singer. Now reread these sentences using the verbs given in brackets. Mother is worried about Reena's health. So what is that? You should use seem. Mother, then how will you write? Mother seems to be worried. Mother seems to be worried about Reena's health. So seems we should use. The Rohan is a good footballer. So claim. Rohan claims to be a good footballer because, and here Rohan claims to be a good footballer. Vinita has lost her interest in sports. Vinita seems, so that is Vinita seems to have Vinita seems to have lost her interest in sports. Vinita seems to have here has lost her interest in sports. Then fourth, he has an appointment with the doctor. Then claim. He claims to have. So he claims to have an appointment. Here he claims to have an appointment. Then with the doctor. He claims to have an appointment with the doctor. And these verbs are also followed by the two infinitive usually. Say beg, help, want, would like, would prefer, ask, expect, would have, that is would hate, or that is would love. Now, yeah, example, he begged to be forgiven. So here to be. Then next one is she wants to apply for a leave, and I would prefer to take antibiotics now as the other medicines is not effective. I would prefer to take antibiotics now as the other medicine is not effective. The next one, the verbs then given below follow the pattern. That is verb plus object plus to infinitive. Then advise, then encourage, forbid, order, remind, warm, allow, force, invite, permit. She advised me. That is a object here. Verb advised, object me, then to is to infinitive. Say verb, object, and infinitive. To infinitive, the doctor. The boatman forwarded the boy to cross the flooded river. That is a verb. That is a object. Then to infinitive. She warned her not to touch hot objects. Warned, that is a verb, and the object, then to infinitive. Advised her to work hard. Advised verb, then her object, to work, that is to infinitive. Now change the sentences with the infinitives and other words using the words given in brackets without altering their meaning. You should not change the meaning. That is, you have to use this in the sentence advice. Mother said, I should not be careless. So how will you write? Mother advice, that is, I should not be careless. So how will you write? That is with the infinitives. So here, how will you write this? So mother advised me. What mother said, I should not, I should not be careless. Mother advised me. How will you write that? Not to be careless. Not to be here. Not here. To will come to be careless. Mother advised me not to be careless. Okay. I think you should consult a dentist. Then what is the how will you change? Now you should use want. Then I want what? You. I want you for what? To consult a doctor. I want you to consult a doctor. So that is the correct one. The next one is third. The coach said that the team could practice till late. So that is what allowed. The coach allowed whom? The team. For what? To practice. Till when? Till late. So the coach allowed the team to practice till late. Father said that I could use his mobile. Father allowed whom? Me. Father allowed me for what? To use what? His mobile. So like this you can make sentences correctly. The next one is a bare infinitives. Then now read the sentences given here. I saw her cross the road. What you saw her cross the road. Here to is not used with the verb cross. This infinitive consists of only the verb. So that is the clown made us laugh. So this is also bare infinitive. Then why it is bare infinitive? Because to has not come. We can help him decide the date of the function. So we can help here to is not there. We can help him decide the date of the function. So verbs cross, laugh and decide are bare infinitive. These are called bare infinitives. Now read the following sentences and fill in the blanks with the infinitive form of verbs and use to wherever necessary. Now you should dash ask for permission before you leave. So how will you write it? You should ask. Only thing, you should ask for permission before you leave. My classmate refused dash accept my gift. So here, my classmate refused to accept my gift. They seem dash know the singer well. They seem to know the singer well. And the doctor agreed dash treat the patient at once. So the doctor agreed to treat the patient at once. Then can I dash your laptop? Can I use your laptop? The next one, where will your friends then like dash lunch? That is what will you write? Have. Where will your friends like to have lunch? So this is the thing you can write. Now uses of a bare infinitives. So that is after some words of a perception like feel, hear, know, find, watch, see. So that is example. She heard him shout with fear. She saw him leave early. So these are all bare infinitives. Then as a complement to some expression that is like had better, would rather, sooner than, rather, and example, I would rather work hard than give up. And here also usually after the words why not? Example, why not take a bus? So why complain? So like this. And often with expressions, but except help. So that time also she helped me find the house. Here we are not using to find the house. Simply we will tell she helped me find the house. He will do anything except cheat his master. So not to cheat. The same thing after models such as shall, will, should, can, might, must. Example, she must leave now. We are not telling she must to leave now. No to there. So these are all bare infinitive. We shall accept the invitation. And a bare infinitive is also used after than and after but when the word but means except. Example, the lady did nothing but complain. So that is except means here nothing except that is but complain. Here filling the blanks with the J exercise. So J exercise, fill in the blanks with the infinitives and use the verbs given in brackets. So first one is the she needs dash for fuel or she may be stranded That is she needs dash for fuel or she may be stranded in her car midway. So how will you write stop? That is she needs. Example, that is use the verb given in brackets stop. She needs what? To stop. So here she needs to stop for fuel or she may be stranded in her midway. The second, the train was about to leave. The train was about to leave. And next, they dare not dash the Karate Kid. You should use the word challenge. They dare not challenge, no to challenge, to challenge the Karate Kid. They dare not challenge the Karate Kid. The Samriddhi wanted dash shoes from the mall. Samriddhi wanted to buy shoes from the mall. And fifth, he need not dash others for his own mistake. He need not blame others for his own mistake. Then sixth one, she told her parents that she wanted dash classical vocal music. She wanted to learn. She told her parents that she wanted to learn classical vocal music. And she requested the chairman, then dash her a week's leave. She requested the chairman, then to grant. She requested the chairman to grant one. She requested the chairman to grant her a week's leave. And the eighth one, Malini was supposed to dash a letter to her grandmother. Malini was supposed to write a letter to her grandmother. So all these things like this, and with the infinitives. Now we often use the infinitive without to after these verbs. That is make. After then writing make now verb we don't use it to. Then let also no to. Then bid also no to. Dare we don't use to. Need we don't after writing need we don't write to. Let me leave, or I will be late for the meeting. My tutor made me do the exercise again. She daren't use her elder sister's geometry box. He needn't wait for her as she will return late. Now we use dare and need with to infinitive in affirmative sentences, but we drop the to in negative sentences. See here, affirmative we use to, whereas for a negative we don't use. Here, very few swimmers dare to cross this river. So this is affirmative. Dare to cross. She needs to be looked after. This is also affirmative. Swimmers dare not cross this river. And here negative without to when it is negative because dare not. Then here to is not come. She need not be looked after. She is very independent and is fine now. So this is negative without a to. So for affirmative, you get to. For negative, you don't use a to. And here we can also then use the infinitives without a to after this expression rather than, would rather, had better, sooner than. Here, he would rather drive down to the market than walk to late at night. So here also we don't use a to. And she was offered the job, she would sooner join than sit idle at home. And we are getting late, we had better leave now. He will work rather than beg. Fill in the blanks word with the two infinitives or with the bare infinitives. Now you have to decide in two infinitive or bare infinitive. He saw a lady dash the conference room. He saw a lady, then what will he write? He saw a lady, that is dash, that is the conference room. How will he write? Entering, what will he write? He saw a lady enter. Simply will write enter. He saw a lady enter the conference room. Here no infinitive, bare infinitive. She would rather give up the assignment than further continue. So what will you write? Here also bare infinitive only. She would rather give the assignment than continue further. And Rita tried dash. Rita tried. That is enter the room without being caught. So Rita tried to enter the room, that is without being caught. The fourth, the teacher made for her dash the song for long hours. The teacher made her, then what will you write? After made, no, then you want to write to. So the teacher made her practice the song for long hours. And use of to. He was so tired that he could not go any further. So how will you write using to? We can rewrite this sentence by using to pattern. That is, he was too tired to go any further. He was so tired that he could not go any further. How it changes using to? He was too tired to go any further. Okay, rewrite these sentences using the to pattern. The girl is so excited that she cannot stop jumping and shouting. The girl is so excited will change into to. The girl is too excited for what? To stop jumping and shouting. Okay. The dress was so expensive that she could not buy it. What is the so expensive? The dress was too expensive. Was so will change into too expensive to buy. To buy, isn't it? For what? To buy. The dress was so expensive, then or to be bought by her. My uncle was so sick that he could not attend the party. My uncle, that is, was so sick. It will become too sick. For what? To attend the party. So then same thing. The boy was so scared that he could not speak clearly. So the boy was so scared will change it to too scared. For what? To speak clearly. And infinitives can also be used to join pairs of sentences. Then we take the more important of the two sentences as the main clause and convert the verb in the other sentence into an infinitive. Suppose they won the competition, one sentence, they were exited the other sentence. How they can combine those two? They were exited for what? To win the competition. First they took this, they were exited for what? To win the competition. We also use to enough to when we join sentences. The toy was very big. I could not fit in the dryer. The toy was too big to fit in the dryer. Then next one, join the following sentences with the infinitives. He found his wallet. He was very happy. What you read? He found his wallet. For what? That is, he was very happy. How will you join? Why he was first? You have to take this one. He was very happy. Why? To find his wallet. Then Ruhani presented a ring to her mother. She was very happy. Why she was very happy? Why she was very happy? That is, Ruhani was very happy for what? To present a ring to her mother. And Robin did not pack his bag. He was too tired. Then what happened here? Robin was too tired for what? To pack his bag. He was very patient. He did not complain. Then why he did not complain? Then he was very patient enough to complain. So that was he was very patient to complain. So this is here in these sentences you took the last one, but here he was very patient for what? To complain. They lost the match. They were upset. Why they were upset? Why they were upset? That is they were very upset for what? To lose the match. Then that's what you have to see the meaning and correct. You right. And infinitives can be used then to make sentences compact. Here, sometimes infinitives can be used to make sentences compact. How? That is, Ritesh hoped that he would score good marks. Ritesh hoped to score good marks. So how easily they changed the how many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is reduced to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two words are then reduced. Rewrite the sentence by replacing the verbs in bold with the infinitives. Make other changes as required. My uncle promised that he would bring a new bag for me. My uncle promised for what? That my uncle. How will you write all this? You can reduce to bring a new bag for me. My neighbor was the most reliable person who offered help. My neighbor was the most reliable person for to help offer help. We were shocked when we heard the news. We were shocked then for what? Then to hear the news. He was the first person who reported the matter. He was the first person for what? To report the matter. So like this, anaphoric to. Sometimes the to is used without the verb. In such a sentence, the verb is omitted and only to is used as a substitute for a full infinitive. It is called an anaphoric to because it refers to the verb mentioned earlier. Would you like to sing? I love to. So here they don't tell sing. So only it is stopped. I would love to. So when we talk now, we come across such sentences. Would you like to drive? I would love to. So that means here the drive is then this is called the anaphoric to. We don't put the verb. In the above sentences, B and D, anaphoric to has been used while the verb is omitted. Here the verb is omitted. Then split infinitive. When an infinitive is split in two parts by introducing an adverb between two and the verb, it is called a split infinitive. How is that? They requested her to kindly grant him leave. To kindly grant. Here it is split. To grant. In between what has come, kindly has come. Kindly word has come. And the children requested the teacher to kindly allow them to play outside. So here to allow, this is split by the word kindly. So complete the sentences by inserting infinitives from the box and rewrite them. Order, play, go, help. Rita has gone lawn tennis. So that is in the club. So what is Rita has gone for what? To play lawn tennis in the club. My brother wanted for a swim and enjoy his Sunday. So my brother wanted for what? To go for a swim and enjoy his Sunday. Then she wanted me, her find the last book. She wanted me, then her find the last book. She wanted me, that is to help or what? Find the last book. And he was hungry and decided for some food at the restaurant. He was hungry and decided decided then to order for what? To order for some food. Where? At the restaurant. Now, Now remember, then finite verbs, the finite verbs that is here have a subject, then here finite verbs have a subject, then show tense, show the number, agree with the subject, and tell us what the object does and or what it is, tell us what the subject does or what it is, and someone, that is a sentence cannot be found without a finite verb. So this one, so finite verb is very, very important, 5 points. Then finites, infinites and gerunds and participles, they have no subject and no tense shown, no number shown, then talks about the purpose of an action or the usage of a thing. A sentence may be complete without an infinite, to plus verb, present or a past. Now only gerunds, what they have, used as a subject gerunds, then used as a direct object gerunds, and used as object preposition, and used as subject complement gerunds. So children, and this is the lesson about infinitives. Please go through and then try to understand. Good luck.